Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of the Font Forecast. My name is Mike Owens. That man there, his name is Rob Font, and we're here to give you your week's preview of this weekend's action in the UFC. Rob, how are you, my man?
I'm great, man. Just got back from training. I'm a little banged up, getting beat up by the boys, but I feel good. We're on episode 7, so I'm excited. We got the ball rolling. This has been fun, and yeah, another big card. So I'm excited. This is gonna be. I think it's another sleeper card too. Like I really believe the bantamweights always bring it, and Kara-France and
Don't forget these are flyweights, Rob.
these are, what did I say? I said bantamweights.
You said bantamweights.
Said
You are in the
bantamweights.
competition of, and they're not even
Bantamweights
in your
always bring it
division.
anyway. The flyweights, they always bring that energy, But yeah, I'm excited, man.
No, it's a good fight. It's one of those hardcore fights where the hardcore fans will get a treat out of this card, and the casuals won't enjoy this. These will be a lot of good finishes. Let's talk about the main event. Kai Kara-France, number 3, coming off the interim title fight loss to Brandon Moreno, and Amir Albazi, number 7, who's 4-0 in the UFC with 3 stoppages. Give me your assessment of this one.
Man, this is a banger, bro. Amir, he's coming, man. He's legit. He's savvy off his back. He's patient, real calm when he's striking. He has great timing on like that blast double. I love the body work. The body lock takedowns he has. He's heavy on top and he can finish off his back as well. So he's always dangerous. Obviously he's 4-0. He's got a couple of finishes in there. He's he's training in Vegas now with all the guys out there, Extreme Couture, and he got a pretty cool story too. Obviously going from Iraq to, I believe, London to then obviously the Vegas. So he's not trying to go back. He's trying to stay in the States. He's trying to get that money, so he's hungry. He's I actually seen him train a couple of times too when I was out there. I'm like, wow,
it's the little mini team, isn't it? With Dewey Cooper, the Basharat brothers, and Albazi.
Yeah.
I know those guys are very close. I think Cody Nola was actually quite close with those guys as well.
So you got he has a tight, nice little group of experienced guys. He has the PI. He has the recovery, the strength conditioning. So he's hitting all checks. He's got a pretty good solid group that he's training with. And then Kai Kara-France, that guy is a banger. I love his style. Obviously he trains with the champs. That's got to rub off on you somehow. Awesome wrestling defense. He's creative. He's again, don't blink because he might knock you out real fast. So he's one of those guys that any second of the fight from the first or the 5th round, he can put you out. Solid wrestling takedown. I know I said that already, but he doesn't get taken down as much. He does do better fighting forward. Obviously the Moreno fight, he kind of the pressure kind of got to him a little bit. But I don't think. I think Moreno's just a different type of cardio type of guy. I don't think that Albazi is going to bring that type of pressure, but he's gonna bring it. I just don't think it's going to be the same type of pressure and volume that obviously Moreno. And that's the only problem I've seen with Kai Kara-France is that kind of pressure, that value going forward. I think going forward he's going to have heavy punches. He's going to chop that low kick. He's real patient, and then once he finds his opening, he just goes. This is obviously he has a lot more experience than Amir, and I think that might help him out in this fight. I think it'll be a tricky first 2 rounds, and I think he gets a TKO in the 3rd round.
I agree. I think the Askarov fight will be the blueprint for Albazi. Sorry, for Kai Kara-France, where he had that. Whether that early storm in the 1st and 2nd where Askarov's takedowns, but then lit him up at the end of the 2nd, and then kind of, I think he got a 10-8 in the 3rd round, kind of, with those big shots, those big overhands as well, which it's a bit of a funny one seeing a flyweight with such good overhands. It doesn't really seem like a punch that's synonymous in that division. But the only thing I will say about Albazi is we don't know how good he is, and that's kind of the intriguing thing about him. He's on that run where this could be his level, and we could see him hit his level, but he could exceed our expectations. That's what's interesting about this one.
Yeah, he can go out there and just make it look easy or tough, and he gets finished in the 3rd, which I'm predicting. But I'm excited because I like the way he's training. I like the way he fights. I'm really, really really impressed with how calm he is for only fighting 4 times. And again, got a great story behind him. But I just think it's going to be the Australians' night.
100%. What's also interesting though as well is Vegas are really respecting Albazi's odds, because I would consider Kai Kara-France a bigger name than Amir Albazi, and yet all the bookmakers are even. So that to me, when you've got a guy who's known a lot more than the other, but the fights are even, that means that the bookies are maybe lining with Albazi.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, man. He's looking good. He's doing what he's needed to do. Yeah, I'm excited for Kai to come back. This is again another banger main event. This is his second main event, right, or second 5-round fight. So curious to see how he feels in that third, fourth round. But he has the training partners. He has everybody around him. I believe he has the right mindset to get back and and get that W. I believe he's been around for a while, has a lot of experience as far as outside of the UFC, plus in the UFC as well. And I remember watching him when he was on the local scene and like just being a huge fan about him. And I love his style. He's a solid fighter, man. Striker. I love strikers, and I think this is going to be one of those type of the reminder type fights. Like, don't forget that he's still there.
So I'm going to go with a wide points decision. I'm thinking 49-46 in the favour of Kai Kara-France. I think I heard you say third round TKO. Tell me how you think the fight plays out.
I think he slips. I think he slips a jab, comes over with that right hand, cleans him with that hook. He's real crafty with his head movement coming forward. So I think he's going to be coming forward. Simple jab, slips it, comes over with the right hand, left hook, puts him down. Ground and pound, TKO, baby.
100%. Do you still think this is the first flyweight main event since December 2020? So we're talking over 2.5 years since
first main event that long.
A flyweight main event has been 2.5 years. Obviously, there was the conversation about was the flyweight division going to be disbanded? Do you think flyweight is still disrespected to a certain extent?
Shit, yeah. Now after you said that, I think 2 years is a main event. Like, damn, we definitely had to put a little more respect on the flyweights. I even messed up and called them bantamweights. So maybe I'm disrespectful too. But yeah, definitely. Like the energy that guys bring, especially Kai, man. Like not too many people can knock people out at flyweight. He knocks people out. I think. Albazi kind of has that same power too. He's short, stocky, he level changes for his power. So I think you're gonna see a lot of scrambles. Obviously, flyweights always bring the scrambles. You're gonna see a lot of technique, a lot of cardio. But I think in this fight, you can see a lot of power shots too. And I think that's what fans want to see.
100%.
They're gonna say the flyweight division, man.
Well, there's a lot of guys. You think about Moreno and Pantoja. That's a massive title fight, a rematch that the Pantoja got the victory over the champion in the first fight. You've got Brandon Royval, who is one of, if not the most entertaining fighter on the UFC. What that guy seems to do when he gets in a cage, it's very much kill or be killed. So it is one of the best divisions, and yeah, I think people just disrespect it for no good reason.
Yeah, man, messed up. I was kind of one of those people too, man.
Well, we're going up a weight for the next co-main event. We're going up a couple of weights actually to featherweight. Alex Caceres versus Daniel Pineda. Alex Caceres looking to defend his top 15 spot. I think he's coming off the first round head kick KO of Juicy J. Arosa. Size this one up for me.
Man, that was pretty. He threw the left hand, followed by the kick, put him down. He got the afro, he got the, you know what I'm saying? He's been around for forever, man. He's fought everybody. Tough. He was on the Ultimate Fighter show. I think he was on GSP's team. He has that real kung fu kind of elusive style where he's almost better backing up and making people miss. Lots of side kicks. He was on a tear for a while too, man. It's also like I think he has experience. He's funky. He's tricky. He doesn't have the most power, but does finish fights. He's not the most like craftiest as far as a jiu-jitsu guy, but he does get submissions here and there, or at least puts you in a lot of bad positions. And he's just fun to watch. I actually made my debut on the same card as him too, so like I got to see him and see how calm and cool he was. I remember that, how he was just real calm the whole week. You know, it's been he's like I said, he's been around for a while. But so had Daniel Pineda, man. That guy's fought in every promotion. You know, he's that tough, gritty Mexican that just wants to go out there and throw heavy punches. It gets him in trouble sometimes, but he brings the fight. He's not afraid to shoot, get on top, got heavy ground and pound, heavy elbows. He will hunt for lots of submissions. He'll give up the position to go for the submission. You know, man, I think it's another exciting fight, fight of the night candidate. But I think I'm gonna go with Daniel Pineda on this one. I think he's gonna pressure Bruce Leroy, come forward. He's gonna catch him maybe on the cage, slow him down, throw them big shots, take down, get on top, and just ride out that decision.
Interesting. I think it's one of those fights where it's going to be Pineda's aggression and pressure against Bruce Leroy's, counter striking. I think Caceres is ranked number 15. I don't expect any of these guys to really make a run for the top 10. Like you think about our boy Calvin Kattar, I think that would be a difficult fight for both of these boys, and that's not our relationship coming into it. That's just a style matchup. So I do think it's kind of a fringe top 15 fight, and that's where it will kind of stay. But I must admit, I think Caceres won 4 of his last 5, 3 and 3 of those 4 by stoppage. I think he's going to have too much for Daniel Pineda. I think he's going to walk him onto something, whether it be a kick or whether it be sting him with a punch and go for a guillotine or some kind of blood choke. I think I'm going with a Caceres second or third round finish.
Yeah, I think it was a Sadiq fight when the one that he lost. He, I believe it was the 3rd round where he just kind of manned up and started going forward, and I was like, oh, like if that guy comes out, and especially because he was taking some serious leg kicks and taking some big shots, and you know, to kind of see that switch of all right, let's get up and get going. And obviously it didn't work out, but he if he can kind of you know, get that guy going, it's gonna be a long night. I just see the pressure. I see hopefully, you know, Daniel doesn't get hit with something coming in. I like him on top. I like his aggressiveness. I like his ground and pound. I can see Bruce Leroy kind of throwing him to submissions. Him kind of shrugging him off, ground and pound, and then jumping on a guillotine or something like that. But I think you know, saying if he doesn't finish it, I think he just kind of keeps repeating that process of just threatening with the takedown, getting on top, heavy pound to pound. Bruce Leroy comes up, kind of puts him back down, and wins that decision.
Interesting. Feature bout, we've got Jared Gordon back in action after the controversy that was the Bobby Green fight, I think, just over a month ago against the legend that is Jim Miller. I think Gordon is coming in on short notice. I can't remember who he's replacing, but it is short notice for Jared Gordon. So what do you think on this one? Is it the old veteran or is it the slightly younger guy?
Man, I hope he's not coming back too early. You know, it's one of those, with this sport, you never know until you see it. Is he coming back too early? Obviously, nobody wants to lose a fight by a headbutt / you know, but he got pretty hurt in that fight, you know. So I hope not. But you know, Jared Gordon is just again a tough fight, man. He has a solid left hook. I love the way he dirty boxes, goes to the body. He's out there with Henry Hoof and those guys, so they're definitely bringing that low kick. You know, good wrestling, good basic wrestling. You know. But then you got Jim Miller, the veteran. The guy fought everybody. I think he fought Lozon twice.
Yeah.
I think he fought Donald Cerrone twice.
Yeah.
He's fought Frankie Edgar, Great Maynard. Everybody. You think about he fought them, you know. So he's been around forever. Obviously, there's some wear and tear that comes with that. You know, and he has a vicious right hook, man. So and then obviously Southpaw versus the Orthodox fighter is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a battle of the hooks. Who can land that big hook? You know, obviously Jim Miller is going to let go of the kicks and all that, but I think it's going to be the battle of the hooks. This is a tough one for me. I think I'm going Gordon decision, but I kind of want to see Jim Miller win it, just kind of be, you know, kind of for the old guys. But I think I'm going around. I think it's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be back and forth. I don't think Gordon should shoot on him. recklessly, giving up that neck and anything. If he does shoot on him, it's against the fence, body locks, puts him down. But I think he can outstrike him. I think he can outstrike him. I love the way that left hook that Jared Gordon brings. Plus, but I also like the right hook that Jim Miller throws, and it's I think it's a battle of the hooks for this one. But I'm gonna go decision, Jared Gordon.
I think everybody wants to see Jared Gordon get a win after the last few months. You think about the Paddy fight, you think about the Bobby Green fight, but I've got a real sneaky suspicion that his bad luck is going to continue. I've got a really strange feeling he's going to either get caught with something big or maybe get wobbled on the feet and get put in Jim Miller's famous guillotine. I think Jim Miller's shown a lot. He's got a lot left in the tank. I think he beat a few upcoming prospects like Nicholas Mota, Eric Gonzalez. He retired Donald Cerrone just about a year ago. So there's still a lot left in the tank for Miller, despite his age. I've just got a really bad feeling that this is going to be another bad night for Jared Gordon.
That sucks, man. I rewatched that Paddy Pimblett. I gave him the first 2 rounds. I feel bad for him. I don't know how he lost that fight, but obviously
that changes his career if he gets that win because he's beat the new poster boy.
Yeah, it changes everything. So bad luck, Gordon, man. That sucks, man. But he's a cool dude, man. I met him a couple of times. He was actually in Miami. We said what's up. Great story behind him too. He's fighting and he's real open about it. Obviously his past, and he's always trying to help people. So that's maybe I'm a sucker for that. I got a sweet spot for him on that. But yeah, man, this is another banger, another great fight on this card. You got the veteran, saying and everybody wants to see see that guy keep climbing. Then you got Gordon, the bad luck. So hopefully we can switch that up, man.
100%. When you look down the rest of the card, is there anything else that immediately jumps out to you as the one that you want to highlight?
Yeah, I like the
look how professional he's getting with his notes. Oh, I've taught you well.
I'm like Tim Elliott versus the Victor Altamirano.
So I wanted to talk about this fight. Victor Altamirano was my second ever interview. I interviewed him after a win in LFA, and since then he's won the LFA title. He's won on Contender Series. He lost his UFC debut, and now he's won his next 2, and now he's fighting for a ranking. So
he fought Carlos Candelario. Obviously it's my boy, my training partner. So I've been familiar with him, and then he's just aggressive, man. He's aggressive, got that crazy kind of karate style. He's he definitely gets hit. But he makes it entertaining. He loves the spinning back fists. He's again like that kind of crazy, rugged lead kicks, spinning kicks, big punches. Loves to get in crazy scrambles. But then you got Tim Elliott that does the same. He loves that shit, man. He loves to get in there, make it awkward. He great wrestler though. That's the only thing I'm worried about with this fight is that he takes him down. He can keep a lot of people there. But I think it's going to be a fun stand-up fight. I think it's going to be back and forth until Elliott takes him down, though. If he gets him down, I don't see him getting back up. But I think until that takedown happens, it's going to be a fucking barn burner, man.
No, I agree. I think it's one of I don't see it going 15 minutes because I think both guys are so loose and so unorthodox and so kind of aggressive that I think somebody will catch somebody in something, if you like, whether it be a big punch from maybe Altamirano or one of Elliott's submissions that he's so known for. So I do think for a flyweight fight, there's a high chance it goes within the 15. But obviously, I've got a soft spot for my guy. I haven't covered the journey right the way from LFA all the way to hopefully a top 10 UFC ranking. So I'm going to go with Victor Altamirano, but I can certainly see a path for Tim Elliott to get the victory.
Man, I love his style. He beat up my boy, so whatever. But I'm going Tim Elliott decision. I think it's going to be crazy the first 2 rounds. But I think Tim's going to kind of pull the veteran card out and write out the decision. But I do love his style, man.
Last one I'd like to highlight before we finish as well is Guram Kutateladze. Now, I don't know if you know much about Guram. You think he's the opening fight on the main card. He's fighting Jamie Malarkey in the lightweight division. This guy is a problem. He beat Mateusz Gamrot by split decision. He lost his last fight against Ismagulov by split decision, so he's right in the mix. just hasn't really had the opportunity to get into the top 15. But I think Kara-France Albazi will have a big night on Saturday night.
Yeah, he's 1-1 now, right? Is that what it is?
1-1. Beat Gamrot, lost to Ismagulov.
Yeah, nah. And then you said Malarkey. I just love his name, man. I love his last name. It's just hilarious. Yeah, that's good. Again, like obviously UFC puts it together. You know, they're always matching great fights. But another exciting card, man. And yeah, I don't know too much about these guys, but I do like that last name, man. It's Malarkey just stands out, man.
I love it. I love it. There you have it. There's your breakdown for the UFC's return to the Apex this Saturday. We've got Kai Kara-France versus Amir Albazi, main event. Alex Caceres versus Daniel Pineda, co-main. And you have all of our predictions from myself and Rob. So any bettors, please do not hit us up and say that we lost you money. Or if we did win you money, then feel free to give us a message. But
send that tip.
Rob, before we finish, anything you'd like to say or sign off with? As always, I give you the final word, my friend. This is your show with your name. Go for it.
I wouldn't say that, but man, shout out to you. You know, appreciate you. But yeah, guys, please like, subscribe, and share. We'll be consistent with this, and yeah, hopefully I should have some news for you guys soon about my next fight. It's looking like Boston, but it's, you know, obviously it's not guaranteed. Hopefully I get on that card. Obviously, you know, like why wouldn't I want to fight in Boston? It's right down the street. So yeah, I have some more news on that. I know Tyson's working on that right now, but yeah, just like, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned, guys.
And once we have an announcement, we will of course be sharing that with the audience. I'm obviously previewing that fight up until it eventually occurs. Hopefully at UFC 292 in Boston.
In Boston, baby, man. Guys, appreciate you.